What's up? So today I wanted to go ahead and do a vlog almost style. I wanted to talk about building a successful business, entrepreneurship, stuff like that. I believe that the value out there of and the information out there of building a successful company, it's not actually out there. I think that there's a lot that we can learn out there for building a successful company. And so in this, I wanted to go over that and really talk about what I believe is very possible. So here's the thing. When you're building up a YouTube channel, let's say, or a business, the biggest problem I found that I ran into personally of building a business is having the right team around you. I think the biggest secret is really having a good team around you. If you have an amazing team around you, I mean, it's pretty much guaranteed you're going to become successful if you're willing to keep putting the work in, taking care of your team, etc. I think people don't understand that that is literally the biggest secret of any successful business, anything out there, is just building a really good, solid team. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in this. And I wanted to go over some lessons I've learned building a successful team, and hopefully it gives you some value watching this. So these are the rules, right? When building a successful team. Rule number one is I personally believe in trusting your gut. There's almost this feeling, and I don't know if it's maybe because I'm experienced, but I feel like I had this feeling since I was born, where when you meet someone, you pick up some type of vibe, some type of feeling off of that person, and you kind of feel something about them. You know what I mean? You kind of feel like either they're good or there's something off about them. And I think it's always best to always trust that feeling. Trust the feeling where there's something off. I believe that's probably the most important thing you can do is trust the bad feeling, because otherwise, if you get involved into a business or something like that with somebody that you, since day one, had a bad intuition about, chances are that's going to hurt your business. You know what I mean? If you try to keep going and you try to build something for yourself. And so trust your gut. Another thing that I would say when it comes down to building a team that I think is super, super helpful, I would say that you need to make sure you study people's behaviors and patterns. And so what I mean by behaviors and patterns, what I'm saying is, so let's say this, right? When you look at someone and let's say this person that you're looking at, they are consistent about quitting a job all the time. For example, they'll join one company for, I don't know, 2 months, and they'll quit, and they do it all the time. And by all the time, I mean, even if it's only 3 times, right? They do it for 3 times, and they've only worked for the company for 3 months or so, and then they always seem to quit, and you're like, okay, what the heck? Chances are, let's say they end up coming to you, and they're like, hey, I heard that you're running a business, or I heard that you're trying to work on a business, and I want a job. Can I get a job? You got to remember, chances are that person's going to quit on you after 3 months too. Because people's behaviors and patterns are going to keep coming into an effect. It's very hard to break those patterns. It takes time to break those patterns. And chances are, if they don't notice it, especially, they're going to keep doing the same pattern over and over and over again. So people always say, hey, it's not going to happen to me. You know, this person's good friends with me, and it's not going to happen. Well, chances are it's going to happen. Like, I'll give you an example. Sometimes people can talk trash out there, right? Let's say they talk trash in front of you about someone that you know, one of your good friends, and they're always talking trash about that person, saying XYZ, right? If that's the case, chances are when you're not looking, when you're not in the room, they're talking trash about you behind your back to the same people that they're talking trash to you about, right? And you got to remember, people's patterns, behaviors, it doesn't change just because you happen to be in the room with them. Nothing changes. You're not special. You know what I mean? People's behaviors and patterns will always remain the same, whether it be with you or other people. It'll be the same for everybody, you know? So always study people's behaviors. Always study people's patterns. You know what I mean? That's really the biggest tip I have when it comes down to building a team. I think that actually might be the most solid tip, is behaviors and patterns show you everything. And so be careful with that. That's honestly my personal tip. But I'll be right back. And you can stare at the wall for a second real quick. This is a beautiful wall, in case you didn't realize. There you go. Sorry, took a long break. But what was I talking about? Yeah, the team. So here's the thing. I think at the end of the day, building a team is everything. If you want to do anything that you want to scale to a big company, whatever, you have to have a team in place. You have to have a good team in place. And so that's my tips. I think that having a good team is everything, and if you can pull that off, you can do anything. And yeah, so definitely look out for people's patterns, behaviors, stuff like that. That's a huge thing. But I mean, those are my tips. So hopefully you got value. Make sure to leave a like if you did get some value off of this video, and it was helpful. But yeah. Anyways, so I'll go ahead and catch you later. But hopefully you enjoy this video. And yeah, I'll see you in a bit.